Welcome back, guys, to our no-death run of Life Force for the NES. We are now on stage 5, another side view stage. I'll use Ripple for a little while, not very long though. I usually like using Ripple a lot in most Gradius games, but it's just in this game I find the laser to be superior, so I generally stick to using the laser for the most part. This stage is kind of weird. You start off in what appears to be like a cave type area, and then you eventually end up inside of what looks like a pyramid. Kind of strange, but whatever. The level designs and everything in this game is kind of weird as it is. I mean, come on, look at the last level that we were just in. We started outside and wound up inside of like a human body or some body of some sort. So yeah, kind of strange level designs, but I still love this game. It's a fun shooter, a little space shooter type game. Just keep on moving. There would be kind of like a reference to Gradius 1 of sorts in this level, which I thought was pretty cool. It won't be too much longer and we'll be coming up to it. It like plays the Gradius boss music and you have to destroy 3 ships real quick. It's pretty cool. This game kind of shares some similarities to Gradius 1, I suppose. I mean, you're stuck with a preset ship and you can only get 2 options. So yeah, it shares some similarities, I suppose. Keep on moving. Eventually a bunch of these enemies that you just see me destroy will come up behind us. Just keep your eye out for that, and then whenever they do appear, move forward and let them come out at you, then fly behind them and destroy them. They'll be coming up here pretty soon. Gotta destroy these things. There we go. And dead. Can use missiles to destroy that, I suppose. Here's the part that I was talking about where they come up from behind you. Just let them come forward a little bit and then go behind them and destroy them. Really not that hard. Be careful of the stuff falling down from the ceiling throughout this area. After this area we'll be at the little part that I was talking about that kind of references Gradius 1 with the 3 ships and the Gradius 1 boss music. Just keep on moving. Not much further from here and we'll be at that part. Just collect these red power-ups. I guess we'll just try to highlight force field and leave it there for a little while. Here we go. It's not much of a reference or whatever. I mean, the ships go down really quick, but I still think that that's a pretty cool little thing that they put into this level. Right here is where the stage is getting ready to turn into what looks like a pyramid. The boss of this stage looks like the head of a pharaoh. It's kind of weird. But you'll see it whenever we get to it. It's like the head of a pharaoh or sphinx or whatever. And it has these things circling around it that block your shots, so you just have to unload on its eyes, but of course it's kind of hard to unload on his eyes whenever it has that stuff circling its face. Still not too bad of a boss though, but you'll see it whenever we get to it. Careful of these pillars. As you can see, they'll move up and down to try to crush you. Eventually they'll get really close together, so you have to be really careful as you fly through them. Hug the front of the screen here to avoid being crushed. Eventually you'll come up to the areas with these bricks, these things that you can destroy, and they'll hide power-ups inside of them. It's not necessary to destroy a lot of them, but if you want or need power-ups, then you may as well destroy as many of them as you can if you need to get your ship power back up for anything. I think some paths throughout here, yeah, some paths do require you to destroy the bricks, but some of them don't. Missiles are really helpful throughout this area because you got enemies lining the floor and the ceiling, and they follow the floor and ceiling and they can destroy those enemies. So if you died or whatever and you don't have missiles, try to get missiles again ASAP, because they will help. We don't have a whole lot left of this level. Whenever we get to the boss, I get impatient with him because you have to wait for the boss to get ready to fight you. I guess it's more like the boss is trying to kill you before the fight starts, but you'll see whenever we get there. Like the floor will, or not the floor, but the ceiling will start falling down. You have to avoid it. But really, it's not hard to avoid, and it just kind of takes up time, so I get impatient with it. But we're at the boss now, so you'll get to see it. Coming right up on it. Here's the little head of the Pharaoh, or whatever that I was talking about that we'd have to fight. And the ceiling falls out. I guess the floor falls out too, but whatever. Floors, walls, ceiling. That's all you have to do to avoid it, and then from here you have to wait until every one of those bricks is gone away before the fight actually begins. Which just kind of makes me impatient, but it's not that big a deal. It doesn't really bother me that much, I just get impatient. Just wait for the last few bricks or whatever to fall out, and then the battle will begin. There we go. Like I said earlier, the weak point of this boss is its eyes. It has that stuff circling around it. Just continue to focus on the eyes, avoid the little beams that he shoots. And he shouldn't take too long to destroy, especially if you have a couple of options in the laser. Be sure to have a force field too, but whatever the case, the boss is now down and out, and that is it for Stage 5.